So what's the one thing you can always count on? Idaho. Well, what do you mean by that? Let's find out next. Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here, and you can always count on Idaho. Let's check out Idaho by the numbers. But first, I want to remind you that if you like this video, please go ahead and like and share it with somebody. And so important if you could subscribe to the channel and then go to our website, www.treasurvalleydave.com. Check out those resources. It's all for free, all for you. So let's get back. What's going on with Idaho? Let's look at Idaho by the numbers. First off, 14. Idaho is the 14th largest state. Next up is 13. Idaho is the 13th least populated state. What about this one? 7. We are the 7th least densely populated. That means there's plenty of room to move around. So what about 755,046? What's that? That's the population of the Treasure Valley. That's Ada County and Canyon County. And then we've got 237,446. There's your population of Boise. So this is going to be interesting too. 49.9. That's the percentage of women in Idaho compared to men, which is 50.1. Someone's going home lonely. So then we've got 38. What's that? That's the percentage of land in Idaho that's owned by the U.S. Forest Department. So what about this one? 1890. I kind of gave it away the way I said it. That's the year Idaho became a state. So what about this one? 686. That's the average annual income for an Idaho farmer back in 1929. Kind of weird. What about this one? 2. There's 2 time zones in Idaho. Who'd have thought? And what about this one? 1,920,562. That's the population of Idaho as of 2023. And what about the next one? 9. No, I'm not practicing my German. Idaho is the 9th fastest growing state. This is going to be a fun one. 2031. That's the year that the Idaho Department of Labor predicts that we're going to hit 2 million people in the state. So these next couple kind of go together. This one is 67. That is a percentage of self-described Christians in Idaho. And 2. That's the percentage of self-described atheists in Idaho. And 4. That's the percentage of people of faith other than Christians in Idaho. All right, let's see if we have room for this one. 6. That's the percentage of sales tax throughout Idaho. There's a couple places, tourist places, that have an additional one. Other than that, it's 6% throughout the entire state. All right, the next one is electrifying, 48. That's the percent of electricity that we get in Idaho from hydroelectric power. Pretty cool, huh? All right, here we go. 36.8. That's the median age of people living in Idaho. A lot of young people. All right, ready for another number? How about 465? That's the miles from the Pacific Ocean to the port of Lewiston, the furthest inland port on the entire Pacific coast. All right, what about this number? 29. That's the number of years consecutively that Republicans have held the Idaho legislature in the Senate, Idaho legislature in the House, and the governor's seat. What's your state look like? Carrying along that same theme, 12.9. That's the percentage of registered voters in Idaho who are Democrats. Along that same line, 18.8. That's the percentage of registered voters in Ada County, Meridian, Boise, that are registered as Democrats. But wait, there's more. How about 11.5? That's the percentage of voters, registered voters, in Canyon County, across the valley from Boise, that are Democrats. Statewide, Boise area, Nampa, Caldwell. Where do you want to live? All right, this number has a lot of meaning for me. 2004. That's the year the movie Napoleon Dynamite debuted.
How's your neck?
Stings.
That's too bad. Pedro offers you his protection.
All right, let's keep this number simple. 1. What's that? The number of states in the entire United States whose official seal was designed by a woman. It was Idaho. All right, for those of you in Southern California, what do you make of this? 34. That's the number of cities that we have in Idaho that has a population over 6,000. And now let's just slow it down a little bit. 71. That's the number of cities in Idaho that is between 1,000 and 6,000 in population. And this might be a lifestyle choice for you. 108. That's the number of cities that we have in Idaho that has 1,000 or less in population. I tell you what, if you want a nice quiet place, no hustle and bustle, looks like Idaho's the place. All right, let's take this conversation to a whole new level. 12,662. That is the elevation of the highest point in the entire state. That's Mount Bora. And what goes up must come down. 738. That's the elevation of the lowest point. That's your Lewiston area. Just when you thought it was all wet, maybe you're right. 823. That's the number of square miles of water that we have in Idaho. And speaking of water, what about this number? 3500. That's the number of miles that we have of rivers in Idaho. We have more rivers in Idaho, mileage-wise, than any other state except for Alaska. And that I'm not even sure about. All right, this one's a little bit easier. My brain's starting to hurt. 1. What is that? The governor's office reports that Idaho is the least regulated state by a report from George Mason University. All right, let's do another easy one. Another 1. Idaho is the number 1 state for credit worthiness, as reported by Barron's. All right, I'm starting to get my energy back, but let's go one more 1. What could that be for? Idaho is number 1 in rank for our economy. And number 2 for business friendliness, as reported by CNBC. All right, this one's a smaller number 2, but it packs a wallop. 3.7. 3.7 what? $3.7 billion is what the Idaho tourist industry brings in every year. And as a bonus, it also employs 45,000 people. All right, but is it all fun and games in Idaho? 70.8. That's the percent of home ownership right here in Idaho. So my head might hurt with all these numbers, but what about this number? 91.3. That's the percentage of people in Idaho that have graduated high school. And what about this one? 64.6. That's the percentage of people that went on to higher education. This might be a little weird coming from California, but 89.2. That's a percent of people in Idaho that only speak English. And as a bonus, 8% of the people speak Spanish. All right, here's another big number, 77,399. That is the average Idaho income per household, considering all households. But if you're only looking at households that have married families in them, then that number becomes 99,289. Quite a jump for getting married. So here's a pleasant little number. If you've spent much time worrying over a PG&E bill, 186. That is the average cost of monthly utilities. That's your electric, gas, and water. So what about this one? 44.2. That is the percentage of Idahoans that were actually born in Idaho. And this is kind of a good number, right? 3. 3 is a magic number. Well, in this case, 3 is the unemployment percentage right now. All right, this is kind of a nice round number, 1,000. What's that? That's the fine for having more than 85 grams of weed in Idaho or 1 year in prison. And here's another big round number. Where's this one going to fit? How about right here? 15,000. That's the number of employees at Idaho's largest private employer, which is St. Luke's. Here's a little bit smaller number, 4,000. That's the number of employers at Idaho's largest government employer, which is the West Ada School District. And last but not least, here's one very special number. Number 1. What's number 1? You are. When it comes to the Treasure Valley Dave team, you are number 1 in our book. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming along with Idaho by the Numbers. It's been a lot of fun. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, go to the valleydave.com, www.treasurevalley.dave.com. And gosh, until next time, it's been my pleasure. Looking forward to helping you get home.